Hello, welcome to footluceeventing and welcome to a very exciting vlog today, because today it is Ember, my little ex-racehorse's very first ever one-day event. First unaffiliated, I may add, and we've come to a local venue and we're doing the 70 centimetre class. Now I was going to do the 80 centimetres and I had entered it, but we went cross-country schooling here last week and I just felt they were massive. We had a few problems and I thought there's no point, let's just rein it back a bit. And as soon as I did that, took the pressure off, 70 centimetres, you can definitely get over that, then yeah, so we're just going to try and aim to have fun. Now he is currently in the trailer with his massage pad on with a mountain of poo behind him because he's just kind of caught wind of all the horses around. So I just want to make this woo-sar as possible. I've also got B here. B, wave. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, there we go. Wave. There we go. And B has come to help me. And yeah, but I've got her and I haven't bought the course and I should probably do that. Right, so in my 70 centimetre class, we were doing the BE 92 2009 dressage test. So this was Ember's very first test on grass. Only actually, I think, his second dressage test in general. So not too bad. Anyway, carrying a little bit of tension down the centre line. He was shrinking away from me a little bit. And I think that's because he thought that he would rather be back at the trailer. So I just had to keep focusing on keeping forward, staying relaxed, just trying to ease that head down. See, he does that really nicely there, just letting the neck out, because he can just become a little bit tense through his head and through his poll, and it doesn't look overly relaxed. However, I think considering we haven't left the arena yet, we're doing quite well. A little bit of tension there creeping in our trot transition from the walk, but I just have to ignore it. I can't be too focused on it, and I just need to keep thinking about the next thing. You can see here, I really like the trot to possibly be travelling a little bit more. And I was really worried about this canter transition because we really struggle with our canter transitions, but this was a great one for us. And a bit erratic at the first half of the 20-metre circle, but the second half really, really well. Then we had to travel down this long side, and I remember having to squeeze quite a lot because he was really shrinking away from me here. You can see just loses the back end a bit, coming back into trot. And just, I'm still having to reinforce the fact that this is a fun, very relaxing experience, Ember. There's no need to be, getting overexcited about it, but just trying to encourage him all the time just to elongate the neck. And around this 20-meter circle, you can see his bend. He's not quite bending properly, but I mean, it doesn't look terrible. I think it looks all right for the level that we're doing. So now we've got another walk transition, and here was when I thought I was in trouble, because he probably thought, well, we can go out now. You can see his head start to tilt there, and he says, no, are we sure we're not going? And I have to use a lot of leg to get him round this, to go across the diagonal. And this was the bit of the test where I was actually dreading, because we had to pick up canter in this corner, and right canter at the moment is our nemesis. So it's a bit hectic. However, we pick up the right leg. Now, I actually got a comment here on my test sheet being like above the bridle. Now, I'm not worried about comments like that, because yes, I know we're above the bridle, but 2 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to get that canter transition the first time. I mean, not even last week, maybe I wouldn't have been able to get that canter transition first time. So the fact that we actually picked up the right lead, I am absolutely over the moon. And it was quite a nice contained canter. He was then like, oh, I am stressed. I want to keep going in canter. Didn't like the fact that we're going back to trot. And again, here I'm using a lot of leg, which just compensates our lovely relaxed walk. Speaking of relaxed walk, this was our free walk, and I thought this was really quite nice. It looks free to me, and he does drop his head and neck down, but we only got like a 6.5 for that, and I have no idea why. So we're approaching the end of the test anyway, and I pick back up the walk, and we have to walk down the centre line. Now, this is a point. On Lara, my other horse, we would be jogging. However, Ember maintains a really lovely walk, a bit side to side in the contact there, but I'm just trying to make sure that he's just listening to me. And not the best halt in the world, but I'm happy, over the moon. Dressage is done, and I'm quite happy. In the warm-up, I felt he was just he was trying to nap. That's his new favourite thing to do, is trying to nap. And so we didn't leave the arena, which was good. And he was obviously tense, but and I remembered it, so it's all good. And thank you. Got Laura, who's just delivered me a pooper scoop in the background. Laura's turned up, and I thought, who would have a pooper scoop? Of course, Laura would, because she's very organised, unlike myself. So now he's having a pick of grass with B. I'm going to go and look at the show jumping, and then we're jumping in like an hour, so very good. Wakey, wakey. You look like you've got no head. Are you sleeping? He says I'm done now. Right, so I wouldn't normally do a voiceover of the show jumping round, because normally it speaks for itself. However, I feel like this round might need a bit of explanation. So you can see coming in here, he is looking around, he's very tense. His little teethies are showing, he's not overly relaxed, and just trying even to get him forward to canter, he starts napping. That is because, as you can see, he's looking at the cross-country warm-up. He doesn't quite understand what's going on. And I think to myself, we're going to have a tricky round here. So I just need to get him back forward into canter, take him away from the situation, get him cantering. So I'm arms out, encouraging. You see he's kind of backing off here, but he keeps going, and I'm like, fine, we can trot into it. It's okay. But we managed to pick up the canter, and this is absolutely a bit carnage going to the first one. But I'm over it, and I'm thinking, fine, right, you're fine. We can do the second fence, which is nice. And then we're turning away from the collecting ring, and also he just spots the horses in the top corner again, and he just stops. Nowhere near the fence whatsoever. And I'm thinking, right, okay, let's just keep calm. I'm going to walk a circle, nice wide hands. See if I can circle him back round. You can see I'm forward. I'm giving with my reins. I'm just giving little nudges with my leg. Now, I've always learnt with a napping horse, just keeping their feet moving is the best way. So doing little circles, turning him when I can, just to keep him walking. And as you can see, he's not overly responsive. And I'm not trying to get him to the fence at this point. I'm literally just trying to get him to walk forwards past it and not go backwards. However, it's not really working. And then, very nicely, the judge called me over actually and said to me, right, you need to jump the double facing the wrong way, going back to the collecting ring, just to finish on that. Because technically at this point I obviously had been eliminated. So going the wrong way, we just popped this double and yeah, don't even care that we had the pole down. Right, well that didn't go quite to plan, did it, mister? Hey? Hey? Naughty? Right, so we have finished the show jumping, but not quite how I would have liked it to go. So basically, where the show jumping was, in the top corner, you've got the horses kind of queuing for cross country. Came over fence 1, well got there in the end, got to fence 1 eventually. Came round to fence 2. Fine, turned to fence 3, and he was just so focused in the top corner, he just stopped. Like, nowhere near the fence. It was nothing to do with the fence. The fence was not the problem. It was the fact that there were horses over there and he couldn't quite compute it. So, technically we did get eliminated, but the lovely lady in the judge's box let me jump one of the doubles the wrong way, going down to the collecting ring, just to be like, look, it's fine. And he was fine. So yeah, we've got a few issues to work on there, and I feel like the way that the cross country is laid out today, I have to start by going away from everyone, and yeah, so I'm just gonna have to be really positive. But he's in a snaffle, and I've got no martingale, he's not restricted. I'm not carrying a whip because telling him off doesn't make any difference whatsoever. So I know people will be like, oh, you should carry a whip. Well, no, there's no point, because it literally doesn't achieve anything. I've got to psychologically get through to him, which is quite difficult. But it's fine, it'll be fun. We'll go and have fun. And if we get over something, great. And if we don't, it's his first event, and tomorrow's another day. Hey, look at you. Butter would not melt. Hey? You were so naughty. He's like, well, I don't really understand. Well, no, I did really well in the dressage. Well, we don't actually know how we did. We don't know how you did there, but hey. Right, come on then, Ember, let's get over and done with. Jesus. Right, I think these are the highlight of my day, actually. Look, that is a good bit of cheese on there, and I have to have a separate tray for the old condiments. I've gone for mayo, ketchup and barbecue, so it's very exciting. In a dash. He's got a beef burger. Can I please don't film me eating? Fast forward from the cheesy chips. I was going to do a debrief at the event, however I just kind of wanted to come home. Back at the yard, Ember has come off the Equitrek and is now having his supper. Is that well deserved, Ember? Not really sure. So you guys don't actually know what happened in cross country yet. And I am, there he is, eating. I will give you a quick lowdown of what happened. So basically, because technically, obviously, we were eliminated in the show jumping, obviously, they very kindly said that I could go. And I thought to myself, well, I need to be going because I don't want to hang around waiting. So from show jumping, I literally put his boots on, quickly did a quick change, and just kind of carried on straight away. Hello, Laraghlee. Hello. Carried on straight away and went up to the start box, collecting ring, whatever it's called. Got to the collecting ring and they were like, yeah, you can jump in the 60. So I was like, perfect. Not that I wanted to jump in the 60, but if I wanted to go then and there, they just said go in the 60 because we're literally at the last of the class. B, well, we didn't get any footage of the cross country because B was on trying not to, like, napping duties, basically. So I thought I preempted he would be a bit sticky, possibly, coming out of the start box. So I asked B if she would lead us in and, you know, go from there. So led into the start box. He was already a bit like, I'm a bit backwards. But once he was in there and we got out of the start box, he was fine and he was flying. And I was kind of channeling what I'd learnt from Justine in the cross-country training, which we did the other day, which was like, just go forward. It doesn't matter where his head is, just make sure you go forward. And we did go forward quite a lot. He was quite fast. His head was in the air. However, he was going and he was jumping really nicely. But this is unaffiliated and they're very, very lovely at Blackwater. They're very accommodating. So yeah, anyway, blah, 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 was flying around, went through the water, no problem, and that's where I've had the problems before. Alright, you'll go out in a minute, calm down. That's where I had the problems before, but he went through the water really well, first time. And then the last fence, sadly, was coming back. You had to, like, edge towards back to the start box. You had to basically go back to the start box, and Em was like, no, I'm not going to the start box anymore, so I'm just going to stop. So yeah, he had another little nap at the end, which is a bit disappointing because he'd done the whole course, literally done everything so well. Stop it now, that's rude. You're being jealous, Joe. Yeah, just because I didn't take you out. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He wasn't stopping at the fences, he was just napping. Now, I didn't know that we had this problem, but obviously this is where you learn, and this was his first event and it was all a lot for him to take in. And yeah, I was as positive as I could be. I gave him lots of chances to hopefully overcome the napping. He didn't overcome it, so I guess it's going to be something to address on a different day. But for now, I would like to take home the fact that we got 36.5 dressage, which, considering he was 10th and, you know, I think it was pretty good. We stayed in the arena, did the right test. He showed really nice parts to it. He's never done that before, never done a dressage test on grass. He's never show jumped on grass, never been around a cross-country course, and he went round the cross-country course. Let's just forget the last fence. All in all, I am happy. I'm exhausted. It's actually mentally tiring. We're just going to have to go back to going out loads of different places, showing him new things, being like, it's okay, this is totally normal. Because in his head, he did the dressage, he was like, right, I've done one thing, let's go home. He's never done 3 in a row before, so yeah. Anyway, that is that. I'm gonna go because I'm a bit tired and I need to sort the rest of the horses out and go and have a large glass of wine. That's what I need. But I'd like to say thank you to B for helping me today. And well done to everyone else competing there. And thank you to Blackwater Farm for being very accommodating to our issues. And yes, Ember, it's onwards and upwards, isn't it? Are we going to say bye to people? It's very dark in here. I don't know if you're going to see. You're going to say bye? Say bye? No. He says no. He says, I'm done for the day. So yeah, if you enjoyed the vlog, if you enjoyed the vlog, then let me know, leave a comment. And I'm just here to bring you the reality of horses and their first experiences with things. It doesn't always go to plan. You see lots of examples of things always going amazingly, and it's not because I haven't put in the work. I've put in a lot of work. So yeah, it's one of those things, and we will best of luck next time. So yeah, anyway, wine. Bye. Subscribe, like, comment, laugh, all the above. Bye.
If you don't know the way, we can stop and make a change. I know we walk for days, losing hope, fading love. This night will be okay, waking up to another